Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to tell you about my money goals for 2025. It is a bit later than planned, but I do have some big goals for this year, so I want to tell you about them. Before we get into the video, please take a second to give it a like. Thanks for the like. If you want to see more videos from me, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Let's get into it. I haven't made one of these videos in a couple of years. I've been working away on my goals in the background and I want to share them with you because we can see that we probably have some quite similar money goals, and I'm going to tell you as well about how I'm going to achieve them. Hopefully this can help you achieve your money goals too. I've made sure that all of my money goals for the year are SMART goals, so this is going to help me achieve them. So they are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time-bound. I've written them down and made sure that they're specific and I know exactly what I'm going to achieve and when. I think this is even easier with financial goals as well, because you can give a monetary figure and you can also think about when you want to achieve it by. And these are all goals that I want to achieve this year, some of them earlier in the year, and I'll get into that next. The main ways that I'm ensuring that I'm achieving my goals are by simply writing them down, which does make such a difference, thinking about exactly how I want to do it and when, and planning how I'm going to do it and when I'm going to do it. This helps you to make sure that you actually do it, and also checking in regularly and seeing how you're getting on towards your goal, which can be really motivational if you're getting on really well with meeting your goal. And if you're not, then it's a good check-in that can allow you to come back and refocus on your goal and make sure that you can achieve it. Let's get into my money goals for the year. The first one is to rebuild my emergency fund. So I do like to keep an emergency fund in a savings account that's easily accessible. So if there is an emergency and I do need some savings to put towards it, then I can get it out of this account. I like to keep 3 months of living expenses in my emergency fund, and I have had to withdraw from it for some emergencies recently. So one of my main money goals at the beginning of this year is to rebuild this emergency fund. I really do recommend saving an emergency fund if you don't already have one, because if you do have an unexpected expense come up, then it can allow you to deal with it rather than having to, for example, put it on a credit card. If you've got a little bit of an emergency fund saved up already, then you can use that cash. So for me, mine has been depleted a little bit recently because I have had to withdraw it for some unexpected expenses. So that's my first money goal, is to rebuild this back up. My second money goal for this year is that I want to save the last portion of my deposit for my first property. So I've been saving in a lifetime ISA for many years now. If you've seen any of my previous videos about lifetime ISAs, you would have heard that. And this year I'd like to buy my first property. So that's why this is my second money goal, because I'd really like to save the last portion of my deposit for this property this year. I have given this a monetary value. I'm not going to share it with you, but just know that I have given this a value. I know when I need to achieve it by, and that's really going to help me achieve it. And of course, the motivation of being able to hopefully buy my first property as well, which is a big motivator too. My third money goal is I really want to invest £10,000 into my stocks and shares ISA. I think it's important to set quite a lofty goal here, and that's what I'm aiming for. If it does come in lower than that, which it may, then that's okay too. But that is my goal, is to try and invest £10,000 into my stocks and shares ISA. I'm going to try and invest £500 into my stocks and shares ISA every month. And if there are months when I can invest more, then I'm going to do that to hopefully reach my goal. In previous years, I've been up and down in terms of this. I do try to invest a minimum of £500 a month into my stocks and shares ISA at the moment. But this year I wanted to make it a monetary goal and try and achieve it. My fourth money goal is saving for summer holidays. So this is a great motivator for saving, of course. And I've decided I'm going to save £300 per month for my summer holidays. I did start this one at the beginning of the year and I can tell you that I am getting on well with it. And I think, of course, because we all look forward to the summer holidays, it's a really good way of saving and having something to save towards. What I like about saving this way is that I like having savings that are already allocated to something, because I find that it really is motivational. It helps you to want to save and you actually feel better when you see the money going into that savings pot. So it's motivational. And also when you come to spend the money, when you come to book the flight, book the holiday, or when you're on the holiday, you can actually feel much better about it because you know that this is coming out of money that you've already saved for this purpose. Number 5 is to invest in my pension every month. So most of us pay into a pension and I'm no exception. I do pay into my pension every month. I'm aiming to pay in around £300 every month into my pension this year. If you have an employer, they'll often make a contribution, so make sure that you check what your employer contribution is and make sure that you can maximise this, because it is money that you don't want to leave on the table and you definitely want to have it in your retirement. That's quite a simple one on the face of it, but it is one of my money goals for this year, so I wanted to include it. My 6th money goal for this year is to start doing some savings challenges. So I've done savings challenges in the past, I've really enjoyed them, and I think it's just a really good way to build up your savings. I want to do a bit more of that this year. I'm going to do some savings challenges like no spend days and no spending on certain categories as well for a week or a month, see how I get on with that. I'm also going to be a lot more conscious with my budgeting. I'm going to use my Emma app that I use for budgeting, and I'm going to be a lot more mindful and check in as well with what I'm spending and how I can be saving a bit more. I want to save around £200 per month this way. I think it will be a nice challenge to see if I can cut down in certain areas and save £200 a month. I definitely anticipate that I'll have lots of outgoings this year, so I really want to be a lot more intentional and conscious of what I'm saving. That was my final money goal. I'll be sure to let you know how I get on with these money goals this year, but I have written them down and I've even made a video about them, so that's definitely got to help me achieve them. I recommend, if you're going to make your own money goals, that you have a figure in mind and you know when you want to achieve them by, and you also think about how you're going to achieve them. So what portion of your income you're going to save each month, where you're going to get the money from, and when you're going to save it and how you're going to save it. Basically all of the nitty-gritty will help you actually achieve the goal, and also just writing it down and planning it out so that you can achieve it. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Please leave a comment and let me know if you did find it useful. And thank you for watching up until this point. If you've made it this far, please take a second to like the video. Thanks for the like and for watching up until this point, and see you next time.